Hi, my name is Miguel from avoiderrors.net. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to fully customize MailChimp signup form. This is how the default MailChimp signup form looks like. So we're gonna customize it to look something like this, something more attractive. I have placed a link in the description box so you can download the instructions and the images. The link points to Derek Halpern's posts. Perfect. Now here you will find a big blue button to download the MailChimp opt-in forms. Here it is. Go ahead and click to download. Now this contains 7 folders more or less, and each of them is a different type of MailChimp signup form. All of them contains the instructions and the images. The one I'm going to use is the third one here. Here is the instruction text, and this is the PNG that when we're done is going to look something similar to this or better. So go ahead and open the instructions. The instructions is kind of messy. You can organize it if you want or just leave it like that. For example, here is step 2 and then the C part of step 2, so on and so forth. I'm just gonna stop there and work with it. Perfect. Now go to MailChimp and then get a naked form. Try to make it as simple as possible or similar to what you see here. Click on create embed code and then copy that code and paste it on a notepad. So I'm gonna create a new text document in my desktop and paste the code from MailChimp. You can rename the text document if you like. I'm gonna leave it as is and paste it. Perfect. Now the first thing we need to do from this code is change this div tag to the one specified on step number 2 from the instructions notepad. This one here. So copy that and replace the div tag that we copied from MailChimp to this one here. I'll show you in a second. Here it is. Remove the div tag and replace it with the one we just copied from the instruction text. Perfect. Now from the instruction text, almost at the end, you'll find this code. Input type email or input type name right after the target blank. So copy exactly what you see here, and this will replace everything under the h2 tag from the MailChimp naked form that we just got. So remove everything under the h2 tag and paste the code from the instruction text. Perfect. Now save your document and now copy this code, and this code is to be pasted on a text widget in your WordPress blog. So go to your WordPress dashboard, widget under appearance, and here select a text or HTML and paste the code here. Perfect. Go ahead and save. Now we need to upload the images to our WordPress theme images folder. For that, I use an FTP client like FileZilla. This is the images I'm going to upload. These images are already included in the opt-in forms we downloaded from Derek Halpern's post. Now in FileZilla, just go to your WP content, then go to your themes, and here select the theme that you're currently using. In this case, I'm using this one here, and here is your images folder. Now copy the images into that folder. FileZilla let me drag and drop, so I can just drag and drop the images into the images folder. Very simple. And because I already had them there, it's giving me an overwrite message. So I'm just going to click on OK. Now we need to copy the code that is at the very end of the instruction text. This one here. Once you copy this code should go on the style CSS of your WordPress blog. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Go ahead and copy this. Go to your WordPress dashboard, and here click on Editor under Appearance. Make sure you look for the style CSS. Select it if it's not already selected, and then scroll all the way down so you can place the code away from the original theme code, so that way if something goes wrong you can always delete it. You know where it's at. So go ahead and paste that code, then update the file, and your form should be up and running. Here is the end result of my MailChimp opt-in forms. Now this is completely wrong. The letters are black, the email comes before the name, and the subscribe button is too big, and the background color is too dark. I mean, everything happened to me. So I'm going to show you guys how to fully customize this form so it can fit perfectly on your blog. So let's begin. Now in the style CSS where we copy the code, go ahead and decrease the padding if it's bigger than your sidebar. In this case I'm going to select 4 pixels, update the file, go back, refresh, and it should fall here perfectly on my sidebar. Now let's go ahead and change the background color of my form. Now if you don't have like Photoshop or an image editor, I have provided a link in the description box that will give you the color code for almost any color. Here it is. Now I already have the color code I'm going to use. So now we need to go back to the style CSS where we paste the opt-in code and change the background color code to a color code that suits my blog. Also change the border bottom color to the same because this form has like a little border there. Now update the file, go back and refresh. Perfect. Now I have a lighter color of gray. Nice. Now this button, the subscribe button, is too big, so let's go ahead and resize this, maybe half the size. So all you need to go is go back to the style CSS code that we pasted, and at the very end where it says width, change it from 100% to 50%. Update the file, refresh, and the button will be half the size. Perfect. This looks nice. Now let's go ahead and change from the subscribe word to something like join now. To do this, we need to go to the widgets under appearance where we pasted the code initially, and here scroll all the way down, and wherever you see subscribe, change it to join now or to something more suitable. Perfect. Once you change all the subscribe to join now in this case, go ahead and save the settings, go back to your site and refresh. Perfect. Now instead of subscribe you have join now. This is very easy. The hardest part I think is at the very beginning. Now if you notice, the name comes after the email. So let's go ahead and make the name to be before the email. Now, if you notice here, you have two input type, the name and the email. This one here is the email input. It starts at the input and it ends at default value. And this one here, this one here is the name input. And the same ends at default value. So what we need to do is copy either or and place it underneath or above. In this case, I'm going to copy the email input type, cut it, and place it underneath the input name, which is right underneath the default value at the end of the name code. Save it, go back to the website, refresh, and now your name comes before the email. Really simple. Let's say you want to get rid of the name box. You just want to leave your email. Go back to the text widget and here remove the input type name. Here it is. Enter your name. So select all the way to default value, delete it, save, go back again to the website, refresh, and all you'll have is your email box. Here it is. Perfect. Now let's say you want to change the wording subscribe to our mailing list to something other than that. Go back to the text widget and then add or remove anything in between the H2 tag. I'm gonna leave it as subscribe. Go back, refresh, and now I have changed the wording to just subscribe. Now, because my theme automatically selects all H2 tag to be black, we need to convert this to a white color, right? To do this, it's easy. If you don't know about coding, go and create a post in your WordPress and then type whatever it is that you need to go on the top of that MailChimp opt-in form. Subscribe to our newsletter, for example. Highlight it. Select the color to be white. Remember, if you click away, you won't be able to see it. Now click on HTML and copy the HTML code. This is in case you don't know anything about coding. Copy that and place it in between the H2 tag in your widget. So go to Appearance, Widgets, then go back to the text that we have been working on and remove anything between the H2 tag and replace it with the HTML code. Save the settings and now go back to your website, refresh, and now the wording should be white. Really easy. So now I'm going to go back to default for tutorial purposes. Make it black again. Perfect. Now let's say I want to add more wording to this, but I don't want it so big. All we need to do is just add whatever it is we want to add outside of the H2 tag. Like you see here, we have the best tutorials, for example. Now when we refresh, we have the additional wording underneath the H2 tags. Perfect. Now let's say we want to add an image. It can be a regular image or a text image in this case, instead of having this wording here, for example. It's easy if you know how to mess around with Photoshop or with an image editor. In this case I'm using Zara. Now this is the image that I want to use on top of my opt-in form. The width is 290 pixels and the height is 66 pixels. Now bear with me here so I can show you the background. Okay, now I'm gonna give my background a color. Let's say, for example, this is the image. Now, the distance between the letter and the edge of the rectangle is the distance between my email box and my image, or my wording, I'm sorry. I have uploaded this already to my blog, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. I just did a normal upload. Create a post, upload an image, just like you would any other image. Now, before you do anything with it, make sure you remove the link URL. So go ahead and click on it, select the image icon there, and here where it says link URL, remove whatever it is in there. Then update. Once you update, go ahead and click on HTML and copy the image HTML. Notice here the width 290 and the height 66 pixels. Now go ahead and copy this. Go to your text widget. Yeah, leave this page. Okay, now, and here remove the H2 completely, everything. Then replace it with the HTML code that we just created. Save. And now when you refresh, instead of having this, you'll have a better looking text or image. Perfect. This looks much better than what we started with. Now notice the distance between the Y and the rectangle, remember? Is the distance between the email box and our image. Now let's say you created the image a bit small and it did not center properly. This is really simple. All you need to do is go back to the text widget, and in the HTML we copied where it says align none, just remove the none and type center so you can align center. Save the settings, go back, refresh, and you should align properly. Now in this case it didn't align because I gave the 290 pixel, which is 5 pixels away from the edge, so it centered automatically. So now let's say I want to change the color of the button. This button is too orange. I want to change it to a green color or red, right? To do that, we just need to upload via FTP one of the images provided in the opt-in forms we downloaded. Let's say here the number 1. This one will probably contain the green button. Yes, it does. So go into the images folder here and then upload this green PNG to your theme images folder. Here it is, using FTP, the same way I initially did the other ones. Once you have done that, go back to your WordPress dashboard, go to editor under appearance, and look for the opt-in code we pasted at the very beginning, and replace this orange PNG to a green.png. Remember the green image we uploaded. Here it is. Now once you have changed it, go ahead and update file, go back to your site, refresh, and you should have the green button. Okay, it changed the button, but the border stayed orange. So now what you can do is go back to the instructions of the folder 1 where it contained the color code for the green. So I'm gonna go back, open the instruction text for this, and then look for the green background. or you can just copy from here. For example, I'm saying just in case you want the red, you know. So now this is the green border background. I'm gonna copy the code, and where it says border 1 pixel from your style CSS opt-in code that we pasted, replace it with the green one. Here it is, 217B30. Update file. Go back to your site, refresh, and now your button is completely green. Now going back to the text header instead of the image, let's say we want to center the H2 tag here. Just go back to the text widget, and inside the H2 type the tag center like you see here. Save the settings, refresh, and now your subscribe to our newsletter would be centered. Perfect. Now say you want to center everything, including the email box. All you need to do is go back to the text widget and type the word center outside of the H2 tag. Save the settings, refresh, and now everything is centered. This shadow is bothering me. I don't know why I didn't remove it earlier. So to remove that, go back to the editor under appearance, scroll all the way down to where we paste the opt-in code, and where it says text shadow at the very end, remove whatever code is there. Perfect. Update the file, go back to your site, refresh, and there will be no more shadow. Man, I should have done that earlier, right? Perfect. This is perfect. Now, if you notice here, the button is like kind of halfway into the box and halfway outside the box. So if we want to make the join now kind of inside of the background, all we need to do is go back to the style sheet editor, the code we pasted here, change the padding to a much bigger padding, so that way the button will be inside of the background here. Perfect. Now let's say you want to get rid of the background because you have a white page, you don't want to have a white background, or any other reason. Let me put this back how it was. And now to remove the background, all you need to do is remove the color code, this one here, and remove the border color code. Perfect. Update the file, and now when you refresh, you have a clear background. Perfect. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Miguel. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comment section below. Keep in mind, this code works differently depending on which theme you're using. Thank you.